When I woke up in the hospital, I started feeling a lot of pain. And then that's when I realized I could have been dead.
On August 31st, things in Atlanta took a wild turn. YSL Woody was caught up in a serious crash that left the whole city buzzing. But that's not what's setting the internet on fire. What's really making waves is the raw hospital footage showing Woody laid up right beside Young Thug. Fans are losing it because whispers in the street say some people in Thug's own circle might have had a hand in what went down. So, what really happened inside that hospital room? Let's break it down.
But you don't even remember any of that. No. It's just you wake up, you're in the hospital.
Yeah, that's it. I don't even remember getting on the dirt bike. But when I woke up in the hospital, I started feeling a lot of pain. And then that's when I realized I could have been dead.
The YSL camp has been caught in a storm lately. Drama left and right. From that leaked clip where folks claim Thug was snitching to this brand new footage after Woody's crash, things are looking messier than ever. Every fan page, blog, and timeline is talking about it non-stop. The accident itself went down around 9 p.m. August 31st, 2025, right in the middle of Castleberry Hill, a neighborhood known for late-night energy and flashy rides. Woody was reportedly speeding through Peter Street on a dirt bike with no helmet when he suddenly lost control, sliding hard onto the pavement. Witnesses say it all happened in seconds. One moment he was flying down the street, the next, chaos broke out. Crowds ran over screaming for help, cars stopped in the middle of the road, and phones started recording instantly. The footage shows Woody still and hurt while people tried to figure out what to do next. It was pure shock across Atlanta. Nobody expected a night like that to end this way. But here's where things get crazy. What happened next really shows how messed up social media can be sometimes.
When I looked at it and I seen everybody with their phones out, I was just like, wow. Wow, you feel what I'm saying? That's what today came to. And nobody called for help. I could be taking my last breath. One phone call could save my life. And I could be one of y'all family members to everybody who was holding the phone.
Instead of anyone dialing 911 right away, people were crowding around Woody, splashing water on his face, yelling for him to wake up and pulling out their phones like it was just another post for the gram or TikTok. Cameras everywhere, flashes in his face, and not one person thinking about real help. Clips from that moment hit the internet fast. Pages like Raindrops Media and AD on X uploaded them, and within hours, those videos were blowing up with millions of views. The whole online world was in chaos.
Oh yeah, I seen the look in the police eyes. They had more sympathy for me than whoever had their phones in their hand. You feel me? And I just pray people start putting the phones down and pick them up to call help. Stop trying to record everything. You know what I mean? Because you can save somebody's life.
Everyone trying to play detective, everyone saying something different. "You can save my life," someone near the scene was heard shouting. But by then, it was too late to stop the internet from turning tragedy into content. The same guy who'd been labeled one of the most controversial figures in hip-hop, accused of being a snitch, was now lying on the pavement while people chased clout instead of help. It was wild to see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Do you know now that you're okay, what your injuries were? Can you talk us through those?
Yeah, they say I got like a cracked bone. But I got something sticking on my shoulder and it hurting.
Those viral clips opened the floodgates for rumors. Within minutes, timelines were spinning. Some people swore Woody got shot, others claimed he was gone for good, and plenty said it was revenge tied to his courtroom drama with Young Thug.
A lot of my head had like a lot of soft spots and cuts on it. They gave me stitches. My leg right here, it bust open, and it's kind of numb on this side. And my neck right here, my back of my shoulder up here, and my chest, it feel like somebody's standing.
A few even dragged Future's name into it, saying Woody had been hanging around him just days before the crash, with fans claiming Future was just about his bread and staying far away from all that Atlanta tension. The wild part is, the speculation wasn't totally random. This crash dropped right in the middle of major chaos surrounding Atlanta's YSL crew. Young Thug's RICO case was already heating up, and those leaked calls of Thug supposedly going at Gunna had everyone online losing their minds. On top of that, Woody had just been in the mix of more drama after defending Future and throwing a few sharp words at Pee Wee Roscoe. The timing was way too close for fans to ignore. So naturally, the streets started whispering. Maybe this was some kind of payback. But when the dust settled, there was no proof behind those. those rumors.
I just want to thank everybody that prayed for me and they've been supportive. You know what I mean? Because you can say it's my life.
Everyone trying to play detective, everyone saying something different. You can save my life.
I just want to thank everybody that prayed for me and they've been supportive. God bless y'all.
What we do know is that the crash left Woody seriously hurt. Reports say he walked away with a mild concussion, a fractured shoulder, neck injuries, and cuts all over that needed stitches. It wasn't just a small fall that impacted real damage, but the physical pain wasn't even the worst part. The emotional toll hit hard. This was a rapper who'd already been branded a rat by parts of his own city, who testified in a case that split Atlanta's rap scene down the middle, and who now had to face the reality that his fast life was catching up with him. People close to him were worried, not just about his body, but about his mindset and how much more he could take from all the hate and pressure.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. People don't understand. Not everybody get another chance. And I keep getting them. I done got so many of them. That's why I be so overwhelming for me, because waking up in the hospital, like, you know how you can see something bit happen?
By the end of that same night, August 31st, the word finally came back. Woody was awake and stable. The next day, September 1st, his management dropped an official statement saying, Lil Woody has been released from the hospital and is doing well. He's expected to make a full recovery after suffering a mild concussion and a few bruises to the head. Woody appreciates all the prayers. God's work is not done yet.
I didn't have a clue. I just woke up. So it just scared me for the first time in my life. It's like, dang, but I just felt like, you know, if I went out putting so much good into the universe, I wouldn't pull through. So I'm just steady praying and thanking God.
That message brought relief to fans everywhere, but the drama around his name, that was far from over. God bless you. Because what happened next showed just how much this near-death experience flipped Woody's entire outlook on life. From that hospital bed, neck brace on, looking worn down but alive, Woody pulled out his phone and posted something that caught everyone off guard. On his IG story, he wrote, God going to protect those that do the work of the Lord no matter what. Pray, ask for forgiveness, and God will come through and protect you at all costs, even in times of pain.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Copeland is here. I can state as his attorney that he intends to exercise his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. He does not wish to testify in this trial. And I would ask, there is no other, he's not on bond, he's not on probation, there's nothing like that. I would ask that he be allowed to leave this courtroom without being compelled to testify.
Fans couldn't believe it. This wasn't just another rapper posting random motivation. This was coming from a man who'd stared danger in the face and was finally realizing what really mattered. It hit different this time. For once, Woody wasn't talking about the streets, beef, or the drama. He was talking about faith, forgiveness, and starting over. That message showed a whole new side of him, one that fans hadn't seen before. The crash didn't just hurt his body, it woke up his spirit. People close to him said the accident made Woody see the truth about how wild his life had gotten.
Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
I'm an adult.
He started realizing the pain his choices had caused, not just for himself, but for his loved ones too, especially his pregnant girlfriend who was expecting their second child. It was a heavy reality check, a moment that stripped away all the hype and showed the man behind the name.
And when you were younger, did you go to school?
Yes.
Where did you attend school?
I don't know. I went to a lot of different schools.
Okay, what are all the schools you went to?
I don't recall all of them.
Oh, just tell me some of them.
I only know one, Slater.
This was the same guy once called the prosecution's star witness in the YSL RICO trial. Now lying in a hospital bed, forced to face the fact that his risky lifestyle and bad decisions weren't just hurting him anymore, they were breaking down the people who loved him the most. But to truly get how we reached this point, how a once low-key Atlanta rapper ended up being called one of the most hated names in hip-hop, we've got to rewind back to where it all started. The YSL RICO case that shook the whole city and changed Atlanta rap forever.
Sir, Mr. Copeland, is it your desire to release your counsel at this point in time?
She fired.
She's fired? Okay.
The YSL RICO trial that kicked off on November 27th, 2023 wasn't just another courtroom showdown, it was a full-blown cultural earthquake.
But according to Ms. Bumpus, she had already been fired before Copeland even testified.
This wasn't about one rapper or one crew. This was about the soul of hip-hop itself. It tore open every debate about loyalty, street codes, and what it really means to keep it real when your freedom's on the line. Right in the center of all that chaos stood one man whose words could flip everything. Either turn him into a truth teller fighting against a broken system or a traitor who sold out his own people to save himself. That man was Kenneth Lil Woody Copeland, and his story became a symbol of everything twisted between street life and survival. The trial all traced back to May 2022, when prosecutors hit Young Thug and 27 others from YSL with a massive RICO indictment. They claimed that what the world knew as Young Stoner Life Records wasn't just a label, it was Young Slime Life, a criminal organization tied to the Bloods. Authorities accused them of everything from violent crimes to drug trafficking, saying this wasn't about music at all. It was about power and control on the streets of Atlanta.
Huh?
Yesterday, did you tell myself, Miss Love, and a few of my other colleagues that Little D and Shannon were in the car with you the night of the murder of Douglas Hines?
I told you and them that what I told investigators.
Young Thug himself was hit with 8 major charges, including racketeering, gang activity, and possession of weapons and narcotics. It was the kind of case that made headlines worldwide, painting Atlanta's rap scene like a real-life movie. The prosecution came in with one simple but deadly angle. YSL wasn't just producing hits, they claimed it was producing chaos. And to back that up, they needed someone from inside to start talking. Someone who knew the names, the moves, the stories, everything.
In June, when Nut got killed, something different because I was trying to finesse my way out of a situation. So I said, I picked up D and Shannon. D never told me nothing. I made it up to clear myself up. And
that's when YSL Woody entered the picture. Once a loyal member of Thug's inner circle, now the key figure the prosecutors believed could crack the code from the inside. What he decided to say next would change the entire course of the case, and the streets would never look at him the same again. YSL Woody wasn't just some random affiliate trying to chase fame. He came with a real record behind him. Before any of this trial madness, Woody already had serious run-ins with the law. He had a 2018 federal conviction for being a felon caught with a gun, then another 2021 arrest for the same kind of charge.
that's it.
And was that yesterday that you said that? Did you tell us that yesterday, what you just said?
You asked me to be truthful, and I didn't. And I told you what I told the investigator back then wasn't me being truthful. So I'm telling you something that I didn't tell them because I ain't trying to go back to jail.
I got it.
But what made his role in this trial explode wasn't his past, it was what he was promised in exchange for talking. See, Woody was granted immunity for his testimony, meaning anything he said on the stand couldn't be used against him for his 11 prior convictions. That deal set the whole courtroom and the internet.
Do you recall what Thug said in 2015 to Kel?
Yes.
Yes, you remember what Thug said?
I don't recall what was said. I don't remember what was said.
Okay.
I don't remember me talking to the investigators about it.
Let me ask you this. Are you just saying yes now to speed up your question?
Most definitely.
Okay.
On fire. Critics were quick to say the immunity gave him every reason to say whatever prosecutors wanted to hear, even if it twisted the truth. Others fired back, saying this was the only way to get someone close enough to YSL to finally break the silence. But the truth, as the world would soon find out, was way more complicated than either side wanted to admit.
Are you saying yes, that's what you told Detective Gaither?
I know I ain't complete school, but I think I'm speaking proper English. I told you, I don't recall nothing I said to no police. You keep sitting right here asking me the same question over and over and over and over and over. I'm tired of it. I'm drained.
Okay.
Woody's testimony was supposed to be the moment that tied Young Thug directly to some of the biggest crimes linked to YSL, including the 2015 murder of Donovan Big Nut Thomas and a 2022 alleged hit plot against rapper YFN Lucci. The stakes couldn't have been higher. This was courtroom history in the making. Yet from the very start, nothing about Woody's time on the stand went the way anyone expected. His behavior flipped the whole courtroom upside down. He'd act calm one second, then unpredictable the next, keeping everyone guessing. Reporters later called it a straight-up circus, and they weren't exaggerating. The chaos started even before Woody ever sat in that witness chair. On June 7, 2024, just days before he was supposed to testify, he suddenly refused to take the stand, claiming his Fifth Amendment rights even though he had immunity. The judge wasn't having it.
I can recall 2014. I've been in jail so much.
So once you heard the pop, 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 do you remember what happened next?
Yeah, I turned the radio down to see was I tripping.
Judge Ural Glanville held him in contempt and had him locked up for the entire weekend in county. That moment alone showed everyone this trial wasn't just about justice anymore. It was about power, loyalty, and survival in real time. The minute Woody finally took the stand, things went left real quick. When prosecutors tried to ask him basic questions, like his age or background, Woody hit them with, "I'm grown."
I love you. Nothing gonna stop me from loving you, but what you do from this moment forward. You knew not to come on this internet. You knew not to let a nigga like Pee Wee Roscoe get on the internet and do what he did. You let Pee Wee do that. You let Pee Wee do that, and Pee Wee got you in all this stuff. Pee Wee got on the internet calling people rats. Pee Wee got on the internet saying all he said.
Refusing to cooperate and telling prosecutor Simone Hilton, "I plead the fifth." That move lit up the whole courtroom. People were whispering, cameras flashing, and even the judge looked fed up. The tension was so thick you could feel it in the air. But that was only the opening act of what turned into a months-long courtroom drama that had the entire country talking. Behind the scenes, things got even messier. On June 10th, 2024, a private meeting took place between Judge Ural Glanville, prosecutors, Woody, and his lawyer, Kayla Bump. It was supposed to be a quiet discussion, but once word got out, it exploded into a major controversy.
Doug got all these millions of dollar money, and he's telling me he's down there trying to save a friend. You hear me? He got all these millions. So you telling me Doug can't go pay a couple hundreds of thousands for a lawyer to go down there and talk to the police?
Brian Steele, Young Thug's defense attorney, exposed the meeting and dropped a bomb, saying that during it, Woody allegedly confessed to being involved in the 2015 killing of Donovan Big Nut Thomas. That revelation threw the trial into chaos. People were demanding answers, and even the court started looking shaky. The fallout was instant. On July 15, 2024, after defense motions for a mistrial, Judge Glanville was officially removed from the case. The whole situation was too messy to ignore, so Judge Paige Reese Whitaker stepped in and ordered Woody's testimony to start all over again, wiping out everything he'd said before just to make sure things stayed fair. And when Woody finally returned to the stand, he took the drama to another level. In a move nobody saw coming, he turned to his lawyer, Kayla Bump, and fired her right there in court. He said, "She fired. I don't want her."
You heard what he said.
When you been faking a lifestyle, you're gonna be exposed, bro. Like, if you real, that's just what you are. You ain't gotta say you real. It'll speak for itself. If you fake and you pretending to be real, that's gonna get exposed. 2025 is about exposing these niggas, man.
Leaving everyone stunned. The courtroom erupted. Reporters couldn't believe what they were seeing, and the judge had to pause the session just to get things under control. It was clear by that point, this trial wasn't just about YSL anymore. It had turned into a live spectacle, exposing every crack in the justice system and every bit of chaos behind the headlines. When Woody came back to testify, his behavior only got stranger. He started claiming that he had hearing and vision problems, even calling himself special needs, something that had the whole courtroom looking confused and skeptical. Many thought he was just trying to dodge more tough questions or slow down the heat.
When he did what he did, then he wouldn't even take a bath, my bro. You hear me? Then when he go take a bath, scared the water was gonna hurt him. You don't play with me. You know damn well ain't.
But what came next on August 12, 2024 completely changed everything. That day, Woody dropped a bombshell that shattered the prosecution's entire case. This wasn't just a slip-up, this was the moment their star witness turned into their biggest problem. Under oath, Woody admitted that his earlier accusations weren't about truth or justice at all. They came from personal beef. He revealed that the real reason he went after Young Thug was because of an old grudge. Thug had mentioned him back in the 2015 song Halftime, saying, "Lil Woody pull up and pop at his noggin." Hearing his name in that track had him heated for years, and now he was confessing that his testimony was fueled by emotion, not evidence. The courtroom went silent, jaws dropped. The prosecution had just lost the credibility of their main witness right there in front of everyone.
People say they want to see you successful, but they really don't. Because if they do that, they'll try to do things to help you be. Say no to gangs and say no to guns. You know, I try every kids I see out there, I try to help them because I was out there.
But Woody wasn't done causing shockwaves. That same day, he made another unexpected confession that changed how everyone saw the case. He admitted to being involved in a 2014 shooting at rapper Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop in Atlanta's Bankhead neighborhood, alongside a man known as Threat. This was another moment that left both sides speechless. What made this revelation so important was how it reshaped the entire narrative.
And I knew what it takes for somebody to tell me to get their attention, so I'd tell them what I wanted someone to tell me when I was in their position. And you know, I try to encourage and motivate them, because nowadays kids ain't making it to see 18 years old.
Woody explained that the barbershop shooting wasn't part of any big organized gang plan. It wasn't ordered or connected to YSL at all. It was a personal dispute tied to a beef between Threat and Rich Homie Quan. Pure street drama, not gang warfare. That statement hit hard because it tore apart the prosecution's argument that YSL was behind every violent act they listed. Instead, it showed that much of the chaos came from individual fallouts, not a coordinated criminal empire. And just when everyone thought the trial couldn't get any more unpredictable, September 3rd, 2024 came around, and Woody created a viral moment that captured the insanity of the entire case. Reporters couldn't believe what they were witnessing, and fans online said it was like watching a real-life movie unfold in court. That wild courtroom exchange showed just how fed up Woody was with the whole process, and how far he was willing to go to troll the prosecution right in front of the jury. Every time they pressed him, he'd clap back with attitude, making it clear he wasn't about to play their game. But the moment that truly broke the internet came when Woody suddenly interrupted questioning to turn directly toward Young Thug and ask about Rich Homie Quan. The entire courtroom froze. Even Thug looked surprised. For a split second, the tension cracked, and both of them shared a rare laugh. It was chaotic, awkward, and somehow funny. A tiny glimpse of humanity in the middle of all that madness. Still, beneath the laughter, Woody started dropping lines that flipped the whole case upside down. The most powerful part of his testimony came when he denied, again and again, that YSL was ever a criminal gang. He said loud and clear, "I was a 30-deep gang member. You can't say I was a YSL gang member. YSL was never considered a gang. Y'all are making it a gang." That statement hit hard in the courtroom. It backed up the defense's main argument, that YSL was never a street gang, but a music collective, a creative movement that got twisted into something else by prosecutors. Even people in the gallery nodded along, realizing how fragile the case was becoming. And while the court was still reeling from that, Woody found a new way to keep his name in the spotlight. On August 13th, 2024, just one day after his most shocking testimony, he dropped a song called "I Don't Recall," a direct troll of his own courtroom catchphrase that he kept repeating on the stand. The track spread like wildfire online, instantly going viral across social media. Fans couldn't believe he turned his legal drama into music that fast. Whether you saw him as bold or reckless, one thing was clear: Woody had become more than just a witness. He was a viral figure who managed to flip a federal courtroom into his own stage. After the trial clips started spreading, Woody's fame skyrocketed overnight. His YouTube interviews were pulling in millions of views, turning him into a full-blown viral figure, a celebrity witness whose internet buzz completely clashed with the seriousness of the charges he'd been tied to. It felt unreal. A courtroom story turning into social media entertainment while lives and reputations were on the line. The fallout from Woody's wild testimony hit the prosecution hard. Legal experts like Tom Church didn't hold back, calling Woody's performance devastating for the state, saying his constant contradictions and dodging left the prosecutors with almost nothing solid to stand on. Their entire case, built around his interrogations and supposed inside info, started to crumble right in front of everyone. Once Woody's credibility was gone, the rest of the state's argument collapsed like dominoes. By October 31st, 2024, the trial finally wrapped up with a shocking outcome. Young Thug walked out a free man after taking a plea deal. He got time served and 15 years of probation with no murder convictions. Other key defendants like Yak Gotti and Shannon Stillwell were also found not guilty of the major charges. No murder, no racketeering. It was a massive loss for the prosecution, and the verdict sent shockwaves through Atlanta and the entire hip-hop world. After all that courtroom drama, the government still couldn't prove YSL was the violent operation they painted it to be. But just when people thought it was all over, it wasn't. The trial ending was really just the start of something even bigger. The tension between Young Thug and YSL Woody didn't fade away. It exploded into a public feud that had everyone watching. And that beef? It would end up revealing even more secrets about what really went down behind the scenes of one of hip-hop's most talked about criminal cases ever. When real ones fall out, it hits different, and this was the proof. Young Thug's release on October 31st, 2024 should have been a moment of joy, a celebration after nearly 3 long years of fighting for his freedom. For the city, it should have felt like a win for the culture, the return of one of Atlanta's biggest stars. But instead of peace, it lit the fuse for one of the nastiest public feuds hip-hop had ever seen. What should have been a victory turned into the start of a brutal back and forth that would tear apart the last bit of loyalty left between Young Thug and YSL Woody. The beef didn't just stay online, it spilled into every corner of the industry, forcing rappers, fans, and media to face some hard truths about what loyalty really means in the rap game today. It all started when leaked jail calls began surfacing in August 2025, old recordings from the 2023 to 2024 period that somehow found their way to the public. Those calls sparked chaos. They weren't just random snippets. They were personal, raw conversations that exposed what was really going through Thug's head when everything was crashing down. Hearing those leaks felt like peeking straight into his soul. The pain, the anger, the paranoia, you could feel it. Thug sounded like a man battling with betrayal and trying to control his own story before someone else could twist it. Then came the clip that shook everything, a leaked August 31st, 2025 phone call between Young Thug and 21 Savage. In that recording, Thug went off calling out Gunna directly, accusing him of breaking the code and giving the jurors the agreement that it's a gang. That line spread through social media in minutes, setting off a chain reaction. It was clear, Thug wasn't just mad, he was hurt, feeling like the people he once trusted had switched sides when he needed them most. And behind all that anger, one name kept floating back into the mix. YSL Woody, the same man who once stood beside him, now rumored to be fueling the very leaks tearing their legacy apart. Thug's leaked call didn't just stir drama, it set off a wildfire. In the clip, he could be heard saying, YSL is a gang, and he know people in this trial who committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. Then he added, that's a lie, that's Rico. Those words hit like a bomb across social media, turning every fan page, podcast, and headline into a battlefield. But this moment wasn't just about Gunna anymore. It was about betrayal on a deeper level. Thug felt like everyone he once trusted had switched sides, and now he was fighting ghosts from inside his own circle. The irony of it all wasn't lost on anybody watching closely. While Thug was calling others out for cooperating, his own past came creeping back into the light. Out of nowhere, a 2015 interrogation video resurfaced, footage showing Thug being questioned about the April 2015 shooting of Lil Wayne's tour bus. In that video, he allegedly brought up Pee Wee Roscoe, saying, they said Roscoe, but I don't want to block out y'all's case by saying Roscoe ain't do that every day. Roscoe broke the law. That clip spread like wildfire, people replaying it frame by frame, debating whether Thug was protecting himself or throwing someone else under the bus. Pee Wee Roscoe himself jumped online on August 27th trying to clear things up. He said, Thug clean as Listerine, meaning Thug was still solid, and explained that Thug's vague weed comment was just a deflection, not a snitch move. But by then, the damage had already been done. The internet was now watching a man who once stood as the symbol of loyalty and authenticity in hip-hop suddenly getting hit with the same accusations he'd been throwing at others. The contradiction was too heavy to ignore. And that's when YSL Woody stepped back into the spotlight, not quietly, but with vengeance. Through a string of explosive live streams between August and September 2025, Woody started dropping his hardest shots yet at Thug. His tone was cold, his words sharp. It wasn't about clout anymore, it was personal. He accused Thug of double dealing, manipulating those closest to him, and rewriting history to protect his image. Every stream seemed to peel back another layer of the truth, exposing how deep their fallout really went and hinting at the real reasons the YSL empire had crumbled from the inside. By early September 2025, the feud had turned into a full-on war. On September 5th, 2025, everything exploded when a new Young Thug diss track titled Closing Arguments leaked online, and it instantly sent shockwaves through the culture. This wasn't just another diss, it was a lyrical, scorched earth attack aimed straight at everyone Thug believed had crossed him. In the song, Thug fired off name after name, calling out Gunna Rat, Yak a Rat, Slug a Rat, Woody Rat. The track dripped with venom, painting a picture of betrayal and rage that felt straight from the heart of a man who'd lost trust in everyone around him. The internet went wild. Blogs, fans, and podcasts dissected every line, arguing whether Thug was exposing truth or spiraling from paranoia. But things got even crazier when YSL Woody and Sidey Nash fired back. Their response wasn't just about music. It peeled back the curtain on the true dynamics inside YSL. Woody spoke like a man who'd seen everything from the inside, exposing secrets that shattered the tough image Thug had built over the years. He painted a version of Thug that fans had never seen. Paranoid, isolated, and leaning on Woody not just as an ally, but as someone he depended on for safety and peace of mind. That claim hit hard because it flipped the power dynamic completely. Instead of the feared leader, Woody described Thug as vulnerable, scared, and surrounded by people he didn't trust. For the culture, it was a moment that stripped away all the myth and showed just how messy and human these relationships really were. Then came the most unexpected twist of all, the ending nobody saw coming. On September 5th, 2025, in an exclusive interview with Fox 5 Atlanta, Kenneth YSL Woody Copeland announced that he was officially stepping away from rap music. He said he wanted to focus on faith, family, and helping young people stay out of gang life. This wasn't just a career move, it was a full transformation. The same man who once lived deep in the streets, caught between loyalty and chaos, was now walking away from it all. His near-death experience, his time in court, and his public fallout had changed him for good. What started as one of the most shocking sagas in hip-hop history ended with redemption. A story of pain, betrayal, and finally growth. Woody's final move proved that even after all the chaos, you can still rewrite your story and find peace on your own terms. He's just 18 years old, but what happened to YSL Woody carries a message way bigger than music. The ultimate irony of this whole saga is that it took a near-death experience for him to finally learn what Young Thug never did. That real strength doesn't come from pretending to be untouchable. It comes from facing your mistakes, asking for forgiveness, and turning your pain into purpose. While Young Thug is still fighting his demons and holding on to grudges that only feed his ego, Woody has walked in the opposite direction, toward growth, peace, and redemption. Instead of chasing clout or beef, he's focused on building something real. He's out here writing books, filming documentaries, and speaking to the youth about staying away from the same street life that almost ended his story too soon. That's the biggest twist of all. The man once labeled a rat, a snitch, or a traitor is now using his own scars to help others heal. The feud between Thug and Woody might never truly die down, but Woody's transformation proves something powerful. You can always choose to rise above the chaos and write a new ending for yourself. His story is living proof that no matter how dark things get, redemption is still possible, even for those who've been written off by everyone else. And in a culture that often glorifies pain, his journey reminds us that real power is found in peace, not pride. If you made it this far, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into stories that shake the culture. Hit that bell so you don't miss the next upload. We've got more exclusive breakdowns and behind-the-scenes truths coming soon. See you in the next one.